Okay, so today we will see the continuous random variable. Till yesterday, we have already finished the problems based on discrete continuous random variable. Already you know what is continuous random variable. If random variable takes infinite number of values, then x is called a continuous random variable. For example, the length of time or height, all these examples are comes under continuous random variable. Now, what is the probability density function? In discrete, in discrete, we call probability mass function, but in continuous category, we will call this as probability density. Okay. So, what is the probability density function? Let us see. So, this part I have already discussed yesterday that if f of x should be greater than or equal to 0 and the integration from minus infinity to positive infinity of f of x dx is equal to 1, then if this condition satisfy, this is called probability density function, or simply in some textbooks they call this as probability function. Anything is fine. So note that in continuous, whenever you have a word called continuous, you always get a integration from minus infinity to positive infinity. Whereas in discrete, we had summation. So this we have seen in previous classes. So this is the only change here. If this two conditions will satisfy, then only it will called as probability density function. Okay, what is probability density function? Let us continue. We'll see some properties of this. Okay, if x is a continuous random variable, okay, so whenever you want to find a value of probability, whenever you want to find the value of probability between two values, let's say a and b, so this can be either you put less than or equal to, or you don't put less than equal to, or you put only less than, meaning is same. It means a less than x less than equal to b can also be written as probability of a less than x less than b. For both the cases, you will get the integration from a to b itself, because either you put less than equal to or you don't put less than equal to. Because it is a continuous category, it will definitely cover even a and b's. That is the first property. So you can see here, this is second property. So probability of a less than x can be written as integration from a to b. Okay, and the curve, whatever you have here, y is equal to f of x, is called the probability curve of random variable x, which is continuous, whose total area below this region is always 1. Okay, if you have a f of x, let's say you are integrating between 1 to 2 of x square dx. So when you plot it, when you plot this of x square between 1 and 2, okay, for example, let's say roughly I'll draw 1 and 2 here, between 1 and 2, okay, whatever the curve you draw, so the area between this will be 1. It has to be 1. This is what it says. We will see this in later. See here, whenever you have probability of x equal to a, its value is 0. In continuous category, you cannot calculate probability at exactly at some point. No, this will be always 0. It is possible only in discrete. So if you want to find the probability of x equal to 2, you can directly write this as 0, because in continuous category x equal to 2, it won't calculate. It is 0 only. You can only calculate the value between less than equal to 2, or you can calculate greater than 2, whatever it may be. This is possible, but at specific value it is not possible. So what this means that it is impossible that a random variable assumes a specific value. So continuous random variable does not assume any specific value. It is always 0. Okay. So because how you'll write this part, A to A. So I'm sorry, this is a mistake here. You will get A to A here. So whenever you find the integration of A to A, you will get 0 between A to A or your B to B. Any specific value, it will be always 0. Okay. Let us see the CDF quickly. We already seen the cumulative distribution function for discrete earlier. So this is just I want to recall. So I just put this slide, this part here. That capital F of X is denoted by this is nothing but your CDF, which is nothing but summation of all probabilities. Probabilities will accumulate, and we have two properties for which we have seen some problems yesterday. Because it is a continuous category now. So in continuous category, capital F of X is said to be CDF whenever this integral holds. Okay, so you have to just remember this formula: capital F of X, which is a CDF, and this, because it is continuous, it will start from minus infinity and go to some specific value of X. Because you have too many X's, I just replace this with some variable T and dt, because whenever you integrate, anyway the function you will get is in terms of X only, so it doesn't matter. So it will start from minus infinity as per the formula, and it will go up to some specific value. All right, so if you recall, in the slide we're supposed to write the F of X in this manner, where it will start from some value, right, in discrete. So here also you will get some value, here also you will get some value, and ultimately at the end you will get 1. Okay, whenever F reach to infinity, the last value always you are supposed to get a 1. That is a discrete values we are supposed to get. But in the continuous category, we will now get a, in terms of X we will get these numbers will no longer be a discrete value. It will be a continuous value in terms of X, which start from minus infinity and go up to some specific value. All right. So why it has to go to some specific value? When you plot some CDF, for example, let's say this is some CDF, which is approaching towards 1. So I want to know that how much percentage of data up to here has already accumulated. What is the percentage of data has already accumulated till here? So this is nothing but what, from minus infinity I'm approaching to some specific value of X. So this X value have to specify to check whether these many data, how much percentage of these many data has already accumulated, or I'm finding the probabilities below this X range. This is what it means. So it has to start from minus infinity and it has to approach up to X. All right. And this is very important property. Whenever you want to find P of X less than equal to A and less than equal to B, this is F of B minus F of A. And this F of B minus F of A is from your continuous distribution from CDF. Whenever you have capital F, it is automatically understood that I'm talking about CDF. If it is small f of X, one more thing you remember here, capital F of X represents CDF and small f of X represent probability density function. So don't get confused between small f of X and capital F of X. So now you can see here, if capital F of X is the integration of small f of t, then if you differentiate it both sides with respect to X, okay, because anyway this quantity also you will get in terms of X, whatever the value you will get in terms of X only. So now differentiate both sides with respect to dx in this case, so integral get cancels out, so you will get only f of X. So this is also very important property, that small f of X is the density function, probability density function. So probability density function is nothing but the derivative of cumulative function. This is the one more property. All right, we will see some examples in upcoming slide. So whenever you have a PDF, I can just write this in this manner. PDF is nothing but equal to derivative of CDF. Derivative of CDF with respect to X. So this is a very important property. So this also will be helpful for us to calculate some values quickly. We will see that. Let's go to the next part. So these are two properties. Okay, so whenever you want to find the probability of x greater than or equal to a, okay, so don't be get confused. Your capital F of x, if I just go to the previous slide, remember here, your capital F of x, how you have to how we have written in terms of probability, minus infinity to x. Okay, so same thing I've written here also. So f of x, if you have in terms of probability, let's say x greater than or equal to a, so don't forget that you are going greater than or equal to a. It means from a to infinity you are going up. So this will be a to infinity of whatever f of x density function you have to just plug it here. If it is x less than a, if it is less than a, so either you have two options. You go up to minus infinity to a of f of x dx. This is also one more possible because x less than a. So less than a means minus infinity only. It will come into picture to a. Or you can write this as 1 minus probability of x greater than or equal to a, which is become 1 minus uh, a to infinity f of x dx. But this is more appropriate to use because if you have some function, sometimes may not become convergent up to this limits. So anything we can use based on the what PDF we have here. So whatever the PDF we have here, we will decide about the limits later. Okay, so let us see the quick example of f of x equal to 2x. We will sketch this graph a bit later. First, let me check whether this f of x is PDF or not. First, you check whether this is a PDF or not. It is f of x. I'm always, because it is f of x, I'm talking about continuous random variable. It is understood. Whenever we talk about p of x, we talk about discrete random variables. So this part, till now, I think everyone knows this. So first, check whether f of x is PDF or not. So how to check the PDF? There are two conditions to check the PDF. That your f of x should be greater than or equal to 0. So whether is it satisfying for this function or not? Let us check. So when you put 0, f of x becomes 0 here. When you put x equal to 1, it will become 2. So yes, this condition is hold good. So this is a positive quantity. Second condition is that from minus infinity to positive infinity, your f of x dx should be exactly 1. This condition also has to satisfy. So is this satisfying? Let us check. We have standard limit from minus infinity to positive infinity, but when you plot this, you are actually going from minus infinity to positive infinity, but they have given the specific value between 0 and 1. So between 0 and 1, it is a straight line. 2x is a straight line. So I will take the limit of 0 to 1 only. So the limit becomes 0 to 1, f of x dx. So this becomes 0 to 1. Function is 2x into dx. Rest all other interval, the value is 0. So even here also it will be 0, and after 1 also this function will be 0. So when you integrate this, what will get? You will get 2x square by 2 from 0 to 1. 2 cancels out. So this is 1 minus 0 equal to 1. So both the conditions are satisfying. So this is a PDF. Okay. Now we can sketch the graph. So when you sketch the graph, this is how it looks, right? Between 0 to 1, you have a straight line. Y equal to 2x is a straight line. All right. So now let us find the CDF. So how will find the CDF? So what is the formula of CDF? F of x is equal to minus infinity to t, sorry, minus infinity to x, some possible value, f of t dt. This is the formula for CDF. All right. So how you will calculate the CDF for this particular part? So I will focus upon this interval only, because all other interval the value is 0. So for 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, your f of x becomes how much? Integration of f of t. So f of t means it will become 2t. I'm just placing x with t here into dt. Now the question is, what is the limit in this case? What is the limit in this case? This 2t is starting from where? Anyway, it has to, general formula, it has to start from minus infinity only. But this 2x interval is starting from where? 0. So it has to start from 0 and it has to go up to some specific value x. So when you integrate this part, what you will get? You will get 2t square by 2, and function limit is 0 to x. 2 get cancels out. So you will get x square. Now this is the CDF for this interval. So when you write the CDF in standard form, in a bracket form like this, so obviously any value apart from this limit will be 0. So this will be 0 when x value is less than 0. So between 0 less than equal to x less than 1, we have got the value as x square. All right, and whenever you have x greater than equal to 1, our last value will be always get converged to 1. So this is the CDF. All right, so when you plot this, how does it look like? This is how it looks like. I'll just rub the eraser. Okay, so you can see that from minus infinity to 0, when whatever the value you have less than 0, that will be completely 0. So between 0 and 1 you have x square, so it's a kind of a parabola in this case. So between 0 and exactly at 1, it will be a parabola type of function. We have got like a parabola, and then after 0 onwards, again this function will get converged to 1. So this is the CDF. And how we'll calculate the CDF? By this formula. And in the formula itself, what is the range of f of x given in the problem? That we will check, and we will substitute as a limit function. This is the only thing you have to remember. So now you can see here that your f of x is x square. So when you differentiate this with respect to x, you will get 2x, which is nothing but your PDF function. We have got PDF function between the same range. So this property holds good. So why we need this property, we will see in upcoming problems where we can solve some gate problems quickly. When the problems comes under CDF, we will see that a bit later. So this is a quick example. Okay, so this is the mean and variance formula. In discrete, we had seen that mu was equal to summation of x into px, and variance was summation of x minus mu whole square into p of x, or we had alternative formula where summation of x square into p of x minus mu square. This we have seen in discrete category. So same thing, in place of summation, it will take integration from minus infinity to positive infinity. That's all. So you can see that mu becomes minus infinity to positive infinity, x into p of x, same. In this p of x means f of x, and variance will become integration minus infinity to positive x minus mu whole square, like this, into f of x dx, or like this also you can substitute integration of minus infinity to positive x square into f of x minus of mean square. So don't forget that this also we call it as expectation of x. Anyway, expectation, once again I will repeat in different slides. In discrete, we have seen that your expected value of x is always equal to mean. So only this part I have told you. I will tell you how to find the expected value of variance and all other stuffs a bit later. But for timing, you just remember that mean means expected value of x. Why we call this as expected value? It has some logic behind this. That also I will tell you in the later. You can directly call this as a mean or average, but why we call this as expectation? That also has some meaning that I will tell you later. Let us quickly see some problems. Find the CDF of this random variable where f of PDF is given to you. You have to find the CDF of this portion. Can you try this? Can you tell me the CDF of this? Try this. You just tell me the CDF. Okay, what is the CDF you will get here? F of x is equal to, the value is starting from minus infinity and you have to go up to x here. So, but the range is given between 0 to 1. Right. Okay. So this value, how it breaks up now? So this will be from minus infinity to 0, f of t dt, plus then 0 to some specific value of x, f of t dt. Because minus infinity to some specific value you have to get, but you have the starting values from 0. So it has to go from 0 to x only at the limited. But you can see the range, it is going from minus infinity to x only. So be quick. So minus infinity to 0, value will be 0. So this complete value is 0. Only this part you have to calculate. So this will be 0 to x. Value is x. So I'm just putting t here. This will be t dt. So you will get t square by 2. Limit is 0 to x. So you will get x square by 2. For this range, I have got the value. I will just substitute here. So capital F of x, first value will be anyway 0 whenever your x is less than 0. So between 0 less than equal to x less than 1, I have got the value x square by 2. So now let us find the value between 1 less than x less than 2. So I'll just rub this particular portion here only. I will just do it. Okay. So fine. So for 1 less than equal to 2, same limit. So it will go from minus infinity to 0. Okay, don't forget you are starting from minus infinity, but you have range from 0, 1 and 2. So you have 0 also, 1 also, and 2 also. So you have to reach from minus infinity to some specific value of x. So that x will return as x only. So when you have to go from 0 to 1, you have to start from minus infinity to 0, f of t dt, plus then you have to start from 0 to 1, this part and this part, f of t dt, and then from 1 to specific value of x, because the lower limit is 1 in this case. So 1 to some specific value of x, you have to write it. So last limit will take 1 to x, that's all. So you have range from minus infinity to x, which is in the formula. So minus infinity to 0, you don't have any function, it is 0. You can see here. 0 to 1, you have function x. So this will be 0 plus 0 to 1, you will get t dt, plus 1 to x, you have 2 minus 1 to some specific value, but I'm not putting 2 in this case. I'm putting x only because I'm finding the CDF. So this will become 2 minus t dt. Okay, so you can calculate, this will be x square by 2, limit is 0 to 1, plus here you will get 2t, sorry, this will be t square by 2. 1 second, I just fill up this part. Okay, so this will be t square by 2. This will be 2t minus t square by 2, and limit is 1 to x. So what is the value you will get here? When you simplify this, you will get 1 by 2 plus 2x minus x square by 2, and upper limit you will get minus 2 plus half. So 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 becomes 1. So the value will be 2x minus x square by 2 minus 2 plus 1. So this will become minus 1. So therefore I have got the value 2x minus x square by 2 minus 1 between the range, and last value will be definitely 1 when x is greater than or equal to 2. This is the CDF. So let us quickly check. So same values we have got 0, x square by 2, this and this. And when you plot this, how does it look like? We can plot it. So this plotting part I'm just leaving to you. So we have to start from 0, then 1, then 2. So between 0 and 1 you have x square by 2. So 1 by 2 of x square, it's something like parabola curve like this, and then you have some other curve. Okay, so again it will go something like this and then become straight, something like this it will go. You have to just draw the particular curve at that particular range. So that's it. This is another example. In this case, your PDF is given in this manner. You have to find the probability. You can see here the trend wear in thousands of kilometers, which car owner gets with a certain kind of tire, is a random variable whose probability is given in this manner. This probability function, actually we call this as a exponential. We call this as exponential distribution, which you will going to study in next chapter. So this word I have not included here to avoid the confusion. So this f of x is nothing but exponential. Its name is exponential, which represented like alpha into e power of minus alpha x. It's a separate story. Anyway, so I have to only focus upon PDF, and we have to find the probabilities that these tire will last at most 18,000, between 27,000 to 36,000, and at least 48,000. So it's a very simple problem. So I have taken x in terms of 1000. So I am not put 18,000 here. So x is a random variable in multiple of 1000 I have taken. Okay, so I just put 18 here. 18 means 18,000 only. So at most 18,000 means less than 18,000. So probability will be x less than 18. So you already know the formula. What is the formula? From minus infinity to positive, the f of x dx. This is a PDF, right? So in f of x place, you have to substitute this value. So for this particular value, now you are finding the range x less than 18. So your minimum range is starting from 0. So infinity will no longer consider, it will be start from 0 and go up to 18. So put limits very carefully. This will be from 0 to 18. Why 0? Because it is starting from 0. So when you calculate this, a simple integration. So 1 by 30. When you integrate this, you will get e power of minus x by 30 by minus 1 by 30. 30 get cancels out. How you will integrate this? 1 by 30 is outside. Integration of e power of minus x by 30 divided by the coefficient of x come into denominator. This will be 0 to 18. These two get cancels out. Minus will go up. This is minus of e power minus x by 30 between 0 to 18. So just put the limit now. So upper limit will be e power of 18 by 30. So how much minus 18 by 13? You can just calculate. Minus of lower limit will be e power of 0, which is 1. So when you multiply minus, this will become 1 minus e power minus 0.6. Just one calculation I have showed you how it has to be done. Simple integration. Okay, what about 27,000 to 36,000? It will be between 27 to 36 of the given PDF. So again integrate, you will get the probability. I have written in terms of E only. If you want, you can write in terms of values, whatever the value you will get here. Okay. Then C, at least 48,000. So 48,000 or more. So rather than I will go from minus, here you have two options. Either you start from 48 and you go up to infinity. Okay, I have gone in reverse form. So I have taken this as 1 minus p of x less than 48. So this is 1 minus of is less than 48. So less than range is 0. So 0 to 48 I have taken. So given f of x and just evaluate. You will get e power minus 1 by 6. All right. In this case, you have x. So PDF is given x k divided by 1 plus k square. I have to find the value of k first, and hence I have to evaluate these two portions. So how we are going to do that? So use the distribution formula of some integration which is equal to 1. So when you do this, your f of x is given k by 1 plus x square between minus this to this range only. So same limit will retain and just put the value of f of x here. Okay, so it has to be equal to 1. I have applied the formula of PDF in this case. So this function is even. So when it is an even function, you can write 2 times 0 to infinity. If it is a to b of any function and this function is even, then we can write 0 to b, or minus infinity basically to positive. We can write 0 to infinity of f of x dx if f of x is even function. So this portion already you have seen in previous classes. So I have taken 2 into 0 to infinity and just simple calculation in this case. So integration of 1 by 1 plus x square is tan inverse x. And what is the limit? Limit is 0 to infinity. So upper limit will be tan inverse infinity, which is at pi by 2. Lower limit will be 0 equal to 1. So you will get k value as 1 by pi. Now, once you have got the k value as 1 by pi, now you can put the value of k in this and you can find the probabilities. So how I have calculated probabilities, let us see. Probability of x greater than equal to 0. So it has to start from okay, it has to start from 0 and go up to infinity, because in the range also we have infinity given. And then 1 by pi, I put the value of k. So when you integrate this, again you will get tan inverse of x. Okay, when you integrate this and when you put the limit, you will get half. So you will get 1 by pi tan inverse of x 0 to infinity. So this will be 1 by pi. Upper limit is pi by 2 minus 0. Pi get cancels out, you will get half. Now between 0 to 1, your limit will be 0 to 1 now. Upper range is given to you. So you have to stop at 1. You cannot go up to infinity. So limit ranges from 0 to 1 now. So put the k value 1 by pi and integrate. What you will get here? You will get 1 by 4. So how you will get 1 by 4? Because here you have limit 1 now. So tan inverse 1 is always pi by 4 minus 0. So pi get cancels out. You will get 1 by 4 as the probability between 0 to 1. So these are all questions I've taken from your question bank. So 1 second. Okay. This particular problem you just see quickly and then we'll wind up. Okay, so it is similar problem like previous. Here you have f of x given in this manner. So verify whether this f of x is a density function or not. So to check whether it's a density function, both the condition you have to check. F of x should be greater than or equal to 0 and integration of minus infinity to positive should be 1. This both condition you have to check. So let us quickly see. See, between -1 to 2, you put any value here, you always get a positive number. So this condition will definitely satisfy because you have x square. Even if you put -1 here, becomes positive number. Okay, or you put positive number, retain positive. So this condition anyway holds good. So to verify the second condition, this condition, I have taken the range from -1 to 2, and the given probability is x square by 3. So when you integrate this, you will get x cube by 3 between -1 to x cube by 3 into 1 by 3 is outside now. So here you will get -1 to 2. So when you integrate this, you will get 1 by 9 times 8 minus 1, 8 plus 1, sorry, because minus of -1, so become 9 by 9 is equal to 1. So even this condition holds good. Both condition holds good. So find the probability of 0 less than x less than equal to 1. You can do it very easily. Your limit will be from 0 to 1. 0 to 1, and you have f of x given. Substitute and evaluate. You will get 1 by 9. Now in extra question I have added, find CDF and then use it to evaluate same function. So from CDF, how we will evaluate, we will see that quickly. So I'll run the slide. So this is the formula of CDF, minus infinity to x, okay, f of t dt from this range. So your value is now in terms of t square I have taken, so become t square by 3. So when you solve this, you will get x cube plus 1 by 9. So here is the value, because you have only one range given in this case, between -1 to 2, but I have taken the value x cube plus 1 by 9. Now, how you will calculate p of 0? Remember the formula of f of b minus f of a, the property. So f of b will be f of 1 minus f of a is f of 0. So where you have to substitute this f of 1? In this case, in here you have to substitute. Okay, so when you put f of 1, you will get 1 cube plus 1, become 2 by 9, minus when you put 0, you will get 1 by 9. So the value is 1 by 9. So either you find by integration or you can also find by CDF, does not matter. So CDF is also an important concept to find the probabilities. And this is a graph of this. So x cube plus 1 by 9 is between -1 to 2. So it is a graph something like this. We can plot online and check. Rest all the values, it will be 0 here, and then the final value will be go up to 1. So this curve is x cube plus 1 by 9 between -1 and between -1 to 2. This is the CDF.